Okay.
All right, hold on 1 second. Just want to see. All right, Sophia, do you plan on doing a public comment, or are you just here to listen?
I'm just here to listen.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Welcome.
Hello. All right, let's call this to order. And, roll call. Commissioner Francisco.
Here.
Commissioner Ornette.
Here.
Commissioner Apio.
Here.
Commissioner Courtney.
Here.
Commissioner Pottinger is not here. Excuse her.
I move that we excuse Patricia from the meeting. I'll second.
Okay. Second, all in favor? All against? One against. Motion carries. And now we have public comments.
So public comment. You guys received the email that we received for public comment in regards to one of the conversation pieces later in this meeting. There was no other public comment signed in person or online.
Our guest.
Our Lori is not here, but if she shows up, we will get back to that.
Okay.
I wonder if she's thinking it's still 7, since we used to be at 7.
Oh, yeah,
So
could be.
that-
Could be. In that regard, let me publicly thank Mr. or Commissioner on that for doing this at 6:30. I think it's a great time. Okay, looking for somebody to move to approve the minutes.
I move to approve the minutes from May 2025.
I'll second. Seconded to approve the minutes from May. Those in favor?
All right.
It's unanimous.
I don't move too fast, Andrew.
Yeah, I just need to know who seconded that one.
I did.
Kermit.
Okay. I was trying to get familiarized with this. This is a little different than the one I have. Alrighty, then.
Then we're moving on to flock camera discussion. Everybody get that email?
Is Councilmember Murray joining?
She'll be joining later.
She will join.
She is in the other meeting right now. So, give me 1 second. Sophia, I'm going to start sharing my screen so you can see what we're going through right now. All right, so I'm going to get us caught up real quick. So we're going to go to the flock camera community advisory board conversation. So just wanted to touch base with a little bit of what this is the flock cameras will have accountability dashboard built into it. And with that, it'll be public and transparent to all who are looking at it. It'll be open for the outside community to look at as well. PD is going to give quarterly reports to council about the flock camera use and use this all the details that'll be available on the public facing portal will be discussed as well. It'll be updated in live time so people can see how many visits have been taken there and everything as well.
Onto the website?
Yeah, so the flock for public facing. And so that's just kind of a little bit about that. Options that were raised. Councilmember Page proposed a community advisory committee to go into place with this as well, because there had previously been a community advisory committee in regards to PD. That previous committee was started for gang violence and problems in the community. And so when that issue had been resolved, that group disbanded. But it was proposed that we reinstate that. I believe, Scott, you were part of that group as well.
Yeah.
And so then another option is that the chair of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Commission or another representative can meet with the command staff from PD on a periodic basis to review the flock data. There's also that command staff can come to the commission and provide updates as well on top of just going to council. You guys can think of other ways to engage with them, or no action is needed outside of planned reports with council. So that'll be just a conversation point. There's no vote on this or anything right now, but this was to kind of address the public comment that we received, but to also see how the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Commission can participate in this moving forward. So if you guys do want to talk about it or discuss any of that, go for it.
Did any of the members actually look at the so-called transparency portal of other cities?
Oh, yeah, can we look at that?
Say it again? Yes, you can.
I mean,
For other cities, yes, the cities that use it, you can,
Okay, yeah, I looked
you
at,
can go to their sites.
I looked at Olympia, Linwood, Edmonds, and Everett.
okay,
The report that they mentioned during the council meeting only existed in Olympia. The CSV download for the things, and they said that every search has a reason. I did look at the reasons for the searches in Olympia. Most of them were just saying warrant, like no other additional, so I don't know if there's really a warrant. One of them was daytime search for better results. It's like, that's the reason for the, but what are you stalking your girlfriend? Like, we don't know what that daytime search is. So the portal, not all of those cities, only one of them had that search history.
Does it tell who did the search?
It's
Yeah.
randomized. The user ID is not listed for our view. There's a code so you can actually connect it later.
And there's only certain people that are authorized to enter.
Okay.
searches, but third parties is one of them, right?
Say it again?
Aren't third parties one of
Yes.
the
Yes.
vendors that can look at?
So they claim that the vendor like Flock will not look anything up, but they could not really defend themselves during the city council meeting. Council member Murray asked the question, so when our cameras record, all the other cities can see.
Yes.
So we are gonna have agreements with them. Say, hey, you can only do searches for these, or you cannot search for, let's say, abortion or immigration purposes or whatever. But there's nothing stopping them from doing those searches.
Other than the agreements in place.
Yeah, other than the
And
agreements
then it would be a consequence.
of being removed from having access from, but the damage will be done.
Right, but it would be a consequence after the fact. It wouldn't be a preventative.
If it's caught, yes.
That's,
Right.
yes.
And then it's if it's caught.
If it is caught, because they can say warrant. Maybe the warrant is for something that we didn't agree on.
Is that execution done through the city or through Flock? The
Through the
execution of
city.
consequence, like,
We,
okay, so
the
we're able to
commander
say
is,
cannot access our
yeah,
cameras.
commander is going to revoke their access, but commander is going to audit this.
Does the commander access have more data than the public facing access?
Yes,
So the commander could see.
the user ID, probably.
Do we know if, Councilmember Page's idea of the advisory council, do we know that any other cities have tried that or have that?
I don't think they mentioned it.
I do not know,
Yeah,
but
I could, if anybody else have that.
I'm not aware, but I can put that on there.
It seems like an advisory council is again an after the fact event.
Yes, it is.
So it's all that we're talking about now is how to handle consequences of
Yeah.
potential abuse of the system. And it's coming at a time when a lot of people are struggling with their faith in the governmental systems.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that folks are not trusting of our police department. I think it's a broader issue of this third-party vendor, which was why there was such a big backlash. So it's,
The city council voted yes for this,
Right.
is done deal, so we just need to
Right.
make sure the accountability is there after.
right, so what I'm wondering is what other things can we, is there anything that we can do that would be in a preventative method?
Well, we would enter into separate agreements with all of the other cities
Right.
that we would share this with. So a separate agreement for Edmonds and
So does-
Everett
can
and
be-
all that, it would be listed under the agreement or the MOU part.
Yeah,
Um,
but
And
that's
I
an
think it's the
agreement,
strength of each of these MOUs, I think is what you're pointing to.
maybe.
Yeah.
Because the city of Mountlake Terrace does not own the data.
Allegedly, we do. That's what.
Well,
The clock owns the data.
Well, according to the representative from Clock, she says we would be with during access of your data feed. So if another city asks for access for a particular part of our data feed, they would be with us if we say, yeah, okay, this is part of our memorandum of understanding. So they would open it up, just open it up to them. They would have us there, not this group, but they would have the city there to make sure that that is all that they're looking for. I think.
I think that that's the issue that's being raised in the public comments is the faith in that system.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So a lot was said about the memorandum of understanding.
Yeah.
And with all of the cities, and what does a typical MOU look like, and how can we amend it to fit our city? Like, for instance, that article that I shared with you,
Yeah.
one state reaching into another state for their flock data. And because they had this memorandum of understanding.
To monitor
they were
abortion
listed-
access.
Yeah, it was for a completely different, well, no, it's still, well, in this state, I don't think we have those kinds of agreements with other states like Texas to allow them to follow anybody or to track anyone here that came here for an abortion service.
So does the local agreement dictate whether we give access to out-of-state actors, or is there a greater state agreement of all the places that have flock in the state?
My understanding, the Mountlake Terrace will decide which agency, wherever, can. get
So the
us.
city,
We
that's
decide
decided
which-
on the city basis, not like by a bigger group of flock users in the state.
Correct.
So Flock has the computer program and
Yes.
the cameras,
Yes.
and they record all the data and
And the
store
hard-
it in a
yes.
closed loop system for only Mountlake Terrace.
Until we give access. to it.
And then Mountlake Terrace Police Department receives requests
Yes.
to access data.
No, well, yes, but then when the Mountlake Terrace says, yes, Everett, you have access to my data, then Everett can start searching for plate numbers.
At any time, not just a single request.
Yeah, it's
Correct, it's free.
It's not
It's
per
not, it's
incident.
not per incident, so you'd enter a local, interlocal agreement
Yes.
with each city,
Yes,
and you would set parameters. This is from my understanding, you would set
Yeah.
parameters for each city that you're entering an agreement with of what they can do. And that's where the audit comes in from our commanders, is going back and saying who accessed what, when, where, why, how. And then saying, okay, yes, we've entered here, they have access to X, Y, and Z. They can search by the plate, make, color, and they can type that in if that's what they know. But outside of that, it's just a photo. It's, so when you say like the loop, yes, a photo, and then it holds for 30 days and gets wiped.
so after 30 days, the data's gone.
Yeah.
No, you can download it. The
For
agreement.
ongoing, it's a new case. but-
The agreement says the data is gonna be first after 30 days, so if you wanna keep it, just download it. So if our police department downloads that data, it's gonna be stored on the local device.
Can the data be downloaded by others with the interlocal agreement?
How does, I don't know.
I don't know.
Here's the thing that Councilman Murray pointed to in the discussion earlier this month. She talked about 5.3 disclosure of footage. Remember that? Subject to and during the retention period, Flock may access, use, preserve, and/or disclose the footage to law enforcement authorities, government officials, and or third parties if legally required to do so. So they can be influenced.
So if we have memorandums of understanding with agencies to allow them to access the Mountlake Terrace block,
Yes.
another state could issue a warrant to Flock.
Yeah.
To access the data.
That's how I
And
interpret
Is
it.
how I, yeah,
I
that's.
think
actually gets
Councilman Murray
worse by-
would be able to answer that. when
I think
she
that would
gets
be a
here.
question for legal or PD.
Yeah,
From my understanding, is if they were subpoenaed because of X, Y, and Z, that they needed to get it from another one. Would be the same with like the states subpoenaing it.
I think Hillary was asked that
Yeah.
question at the council meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she gave a pretty direct answer about that. She's driven by policies here. by our city policies. So she can't do anything outside of that.
So I guess my question to you guys would then be, are there any other steps that you would like to see this commission be involved with moving forward now that Flock has been voted on and will be entering our city? Kind of what are the aspects that you guys would like to be involved in? I think that's kind of where we
Yes.
need to go.
Will,
Like, is it the review of policies? Is it the review of agreements that we're gonna enter with those cities? Is it quarterly? What do you guys want to kind of see?
before I have the next question, I just want to know, will there be a specific person at the PD that's tasked with,
Commander King.
so he's the only one that's gonna be doing it?
He's
How
the
much-
he's the primary.
He's the primary, but I mean, because if there's somebody who's assigned to be the flock monitor person, then, you know, that might be something where we want to interface with them periodically just to, you know, have a discussion or look at have them,
If we decide.
tell us about the data.
It looks like council member Page is suggesting that we come up with this advisory committee
He proposed
which-
this.
and,
Yeah.
and do just that.
Yeah, I mean,
Interface.
a committee would be a good way to do it, but I guess my concern would be if there's, I mean, he's the primary, but it's like if there's several, if he tasks people with doing things, I mean, is it gonna be hard to have one person take responsibility for what's happening?
So my understanding is that he would be the primary for audits.
Okay,
Officers can still go into the system and use it for when they need to access the
Right.
system. But he would be the primary for audits and oversight of the program itself. That's my understanding.
That was my understanding as well. He's
Yeah.
And so
gonna create
he
user
will be,
IDs for
he would be the person presenting the reports to council, compiling the data and be able to answer those
so he
questions.
would be primary responsibility
Yes,
over anything anybody else is doing with the data
Mhm.
and.
approvals, permissions and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, okay.
So for, what I would think that would be best is if there's an audit advisory committee that is separate from us.
Mhm.
And our committee's involvement, the commission's involvement could be reviewing the MOUs. I know it's just after the fact, I know, but there's nothing we can do preventative. But the reviewing what kind of agreements we are having with the cities on paper to see if it targets certain groups or something. I don't know.
So when Commander King first presented this at the Cops and Clergy meeting, the protocols that were being established, the police department was proposing sounded reasonable to me outside of other people having access to the data. So like the same reasons the Mountlake Terrace Police Department would use the data is the only reasons I think any other agency should use the data.
But we don't have control over what
Right.
other people use the data for, so
Except we can with our memorandums of understanding.
presumably.
Yeah.
I think we're all after the same thing. We want to find some way of making sure there aren't any bad actors in the on the playing field. But I think what we're also after is, what does it really look like? I mean, you know, this period of time, once it gets started and going to be able to follow some cases, and we're going to get some data from the police department about how well it works, and judging by how the experiences of other cities, Flock really works to a large extent. There are those circumstances where it could bring the kind of unwanted press to the city if we
Well, and
use a standardized MOU all the way across the board, just kind of left it at that and left ourselves open for, you know, any sort of issue that can come up otherwise.
well, and I think an advisory committee can ask the kind of questions that maybe won't be asked by the people actually doing the audits.
Yes.
And so, you know, maybe that would be our role too, is if we, you know, maybe the commission, if they had questions about, you know, how things fit into our purview, if we have an opinion about that or whatever, then we could, you know, interface with them. But I think it's like, we definitely need some entity to police the people that are doing the
Yeah,
audits.
we have to be careful about the shape of this.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, what, we can say that we want this advisory committee, but if we have no like marching orders or these are the kinds of processes we wish for you to spend your time on and then report back at a certain period and like that, be active in this commission so that we can make it public, so that we can have it completely open.
So what would an advisory committee look like compared to a commission?
Are you asking?
Or anybody? 'Cause
So I
Scott
guess-
served on
so I
one.
guess Scott served on one. My understanding, it would be, so commissions are selected, and for terms, this one would be you're on for the duration as it's active, would be the difference of committee versus commission. Lodging Tax Advisory Committee is not a commission, it's a group that meets less often, less frequent, and is set for this specific task. Financial Sustainability Task Force, I think is kind of along the same
Okay.
routes, like you have kind of a vision of like, we're doing it for this much time. If we continue it, then it could probably turn into something else. But I don't know how
Yeah.
you guys went into it with,
Yeah,
When you first did it.
that was pretty much it. And it was managed directly from the police department, so. Chief Khan was our liaison.
And then are the meetings public?
Yeah,
As we get closer, I would want the sort of periodic basis thing to be defined more. I just, and I also want to make sure that we're in some way connected in communication. Just because when these, not to say that'll happen here, but when these things are abused, they generally affect minority and disenfranchised communities way more. And so however this thing works, if it's just a periodic basis they're on, I would like to see that somehow the equity part of it is monitored. Whatever way they do it, and if we can be involved somehow, I think that would be really important.
so PD will be giving quarterly council updates. So every quarter they'll go to council and present the updates like they currently do, and they'll add the flock into there. The part where about periodic basis would be if this group wanted to meet with the commander and you guys can request, we would like to meet with them. Maybe if it's quarterly, then you guys can select every 3 months or every 2 months. You just want to have a check-in or every other meeting. So that's what you guys can kind of share that you would like to see.
And that,
If that's-
okay, and that's something that's amenable, that's something that,
Well, that's what we would write down now as kind of notes and kind of
Oh,
go back
right,
to it and see.
right,
So,
okay.
if that's something there's no vote tonight. I'm just taking the notes and we guys will revisit that in July. But
When do the block cameras go up?
I don't have a date for you on that. I'm sorry.
Like soonish or later?
I would assume we still have to enter our agreement
Okay.
and financing.
Okay, thank you.
Is there like a schedule for auditing? I mean, do they audit on a regular basis or is it just
They did not answer that. They just said state will audit regularly, but state doesn't audit everybody.
No, but,
No.
I'm
You're talking about
talking about PD
Oh.
auditing that stuff.
I think that
Commander did not specify that either.
I think that'd be a question for Commander Haynes, kind of wants to go up to see. Again,
Because if it's just gonna be, well, if we want to, or if, I mean, I think it makes more sense to have it be on a regular basis, just to
Mhm.
monitor what's going on, but that's a question we need to ask.
there are as a part of this, the real-time alerts. So certain city will say car was stolen this morning, and a real-time alert will come on everybody's board. So the city where the stolen car originated might have immediate access to all, unless if it's part of the MOUs, immediate access to the surrounding area. And we're interested because they might be coming through here. And so we're all paying attention to it. The one thing that's part of the marketing material in that little block of real-time alerts is custom hot lists. And I don't know what that is. Like you could put in somebody like the
Allegedly,
Texas
the
thing.
commander is the only one.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
oh, okay. Did he say that?
it needs to be approved and it needs to have certain reasons. And he mentioned
Was
some
he was the
policies
guy
that-
that said I could change it at any time or something like that?
He acted like he's, anyway.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see what it is.
anyway, custom hot lists, so. You could,
Which would be a way to utilize the system if the city was trying to identify specific situations.
could be, yes.
I think it's a good tool, actually, like if a car is stolen, we know it's, oh,
Yes.
it's just past time.
Yes, or you know, silver alert or something like that. Yeah, okay, do we vote
No,
on?
there's no vote on this. This
No
is just
vote
to
on
start the
this?
conversation tonight. You guys will
Okay.
vote and follow up the conversation with
Okay.
notes here next meeting.
Okay,
I think we're leaning towards advisory
But you can lean towards multiple.
committee.
I think having an advisory committee and then our commission working with the advisory committee might be.
Like
So-
the fact it's like either reciprocal relationship, like one of us is.
I'll just kind of note to you guys back what I got, so you guys let me know if that kind of meets what you guys are saying.
okay,
That you do think the community advisory committee proposed by Councilmember Page is a good idea. You do think that a periodic basis meeting with the DEIC would be good as long as periodic is defined. You do have other suggestions, and you would like to know if other cities do have a advisory committee that you would like DEIC to be separate from the committee for meetings and stuff. Is that okay? You would like to review agreements for the cities that we are entering with. A definition of what periodic would mean as far as meeting basis, and how often command staff will audit the system. That kind of,
Yeah.
just that way Carolyn can come back
Yeah.
next meeting with that,
For the second one, the way you said that the
DEIC.
ECI wants to meet with,
separate from the advisory committee.
oh, so
to
we
be
did.
two
remember?
separate groups, yeah. So DEIC would be separate from the advisory committee.
And they will, so
So
we
that way
will,
it's
as a
not-
committee, meet.
That way it's not
Not too
blurred.
much.
You can do it together, but I'm just saying that the
I see.
DEIC is not the advisory committee.
Okay.
Is what I'm interpreting what you guys were saying.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. I think we want more engagement from community members that have more concern about the
Yeah.
process.
Yes.
yeah. And I wonder in that regard, instead of just going ahead and creating another commission to do this work for us, that we would actually get started first by doing that part. Either myself or another rep from this body will go and start the process of getting to know what that process is. Get over there and meet with command, staff and like that, so we can actually, give that information to
To
this.
get the ball rolling.
Get
before
the ball
committee is
rolling,
formed.
so we know what it looks like from our end of things.
Yeah.
And they can apprise us of any updates and things.
It
like
also demonstrates our interest in the process.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I like that idea because
Yeah.
it might take, I don't know when the cameras are gonna go up, but the advisory committee might be straggling in the back.
and there's a process of startup, right, that is probably without cameras, it's just training the staff and all of
Oh,
that
yeah.
stuff, and software that's coming in and things like that. Maybe in some aspect, we can get it out of that. Okay, all right, let me suggest that as well.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, now on to the fun stuff, events. Yes,
Yes.
that should be real, you know?
We're like, okay, I'm taking notes, I know.
So-
what to do.
Let's skip this subject.
We had our pride flag raising here on June 2nd. Good attendance. There was people that did share that they would like to see it possibly after school hours, so students can come to it next year and stuff. But we did have a good turnout. We had staff and community members show up for that. So I thought it was just good energy, good feels, great day for it. Juneteenth this last weekend, we had all of our commissioners there, which is amazing. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for all showing
That's
up. That was
Really?
awesome. We handed out just shy of 500 food vouchers
Wow.
Is that the same as last year or?
around. And so we're thinking just also with the holiday conflicting that you got some people that came out for that and other people that didn't. But I'll be meeting
And
with,
then Corinne probably picked up a dozen or
Nope, nope, she gave me the ticket.
I was very
back.
stingy.
But yeah, so I'll be doing a recap next week with the Juneteenth More Than Day Advisory Committee to kind of just go over that and really see what it looks like, how we want to do it. It definitely looked different this year, which I thought went well, moving the chairs and everything out into the street,
Yeah, no,
activating
that's
that a little
good.
more. It was just
Yeah.
good to see some families go out there, but I would like to have more seating next year. The artwork that came in from the high school, we did have one really amazing piece of art that was asked if people could buy it. And so that may be
That's
something
incredible.
that we can
Wow.
talk about moving forward is,
That was in the library?
yeah.
I forgot to go inside the
Yeah, me
library.
too.
It's really.
Lucky for you, I have a photo.
Oh,
Yes.
Because I totally forgot about walking inside the library.
So,
And I think we might even do better with that if we make sure that I mean, if we make sure
Yeah, I
that
saw
when we solicit for it,
Mhm.
that everybody is
Oh,
really
that's
understands what the event is, because that was a little bit of a
I
thing.
buy it.
and so talked to the teacher afterwards and she's like, oh, I should have totally like put the contact or social media for them on those and done it for you. So I think next year when we think about doing that, that if high schoolers, I don't know if you were able to see it, okay.
Thank you. I saw it on social media. I was watching for it because I didn't go to the library either. I forgot and I got home
Yeah, I
and I'm
didn't
like,
get in
oh.
there either,
Yeah.
yeah.
And there was no food inside, so.
Yeah, and so we're talking about possibly like, how to market that better, do it differently or make that a bigger part of it. Maybe be utilizing this down section that wasn't activated as much as kind of like a high school art area where they could be outside on panels. But all in all, good event, great turnout, happy with it, weather held up for us.
Yeah.
Love that for it. And then we have the film event proposal. And just wanted to kind of open the conversation for that. Commissioner Onat, if you want to, the sugarcane. If that was
Oh, it
something
keeps
that,
popping up, but
I haven't
Yeah,
watched
it's
it. It's
just-
on my list. I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
I
watched
finished it.
yeah.
I still vote, I think
It's an important,
yeah,
Yeah.
the thing is, I do have a very low threshold when like, oh, is this socially acceptable, is this controversial, because I don't care.
well, I'm thinking more about people who might think they want to bring their children. It's a difficult subject that should be discussed by people, but I
I
need
was,
to know.
yeah, I know, but I have, that's why I'm just trying not to say much, because I have different standards. I watched South Park with my son when he was 4th grade, so
Well,
I have a
South-
really good standard.
actually, South Park is not as difficult as that. My kids watched South Park too, so, yeah. But, did you see it, Scott? You saw
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Have you seen it? It's on Hulu. And
On my
it's,
list.
yeah.
So
It is, it's a tough subject. I think, what's her name from the library was here last time.
Kristen.
Kristen.
Kristen, yeah.
Kristen, yes. And she said, that we can't, we can't put like a,
PG-13.
yeah, PG-13 out there or something like that, because the library will, everything at the library is open to everyone.
Right.
Yeah,
But we can't let the parents decide, we can just put that in the poster and let the parents decide.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. It just needs to be made clear that it's not.
But if the commission is still willing, my answer is yes to that one. I finished it.
Is it something that the commission would like to move forward with in partnering with the library to host an event for that?
I like the idea. I wonder if it's more appropriate to have it at a time when there's like something else Native American that's going on in that month, like.
Well, that's what I was
Native
thinking, is we
American
might
Heritage
want to time it with
That's in
Native
November.
American Heritage Month or,
Which month was it?
That's November, but the school district is, they were trying to get, what was it called? I didn't think I'd forget because it was unusual and so it stuck in my brain for a long time. There's an event in the end of September. Early October.
So it could have, my point would be that it could have more impact if we
Yeah,
made that available during a month when
Yeah,
we're celebrating
that's what I was
something.
This is November, right? The Native American Heritage.
It is, but they have a lot of events and activities and requests in November, and there's other dates that matter to
I see.
the community and a whole bunch of kids.
So what you're saying is that
There-
would be
yeah,
the only
That wouldn't be the
time
only
that would be
time.
appropriate,
Yes.
yeah.
So for Andrew's question, do we need to be as specific as to when or how? We just can.
We can start the thought process and development of the date and what that would look like, and what flyer, what information we want to put on the flyer and stuff. But it was just more about how does the commission feel about the movie? Do we want to move forward? And then once that is kind of concluded, then we can kind of look at dates, because I
Can
know
you
we
make a
have.
motion for this?
I don't think we're quite there yet.
Yeah, I
we do
mean,
that.
it'd be not great if you guys could see the movie.
Do you want more time?
I feel bad, but I haven't seen it.
Well,
Yeah.
Pete has seen it.
No, it's been on my list too.
And so that can be something you guys revisit again in July.
Let's just move it to July.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it'd be good to have.
Okay, Kermit, we're watching it before our July meeting. We'll hold each other accountable. We can cry on each
Watch
other's
it,
shoulders. Yeah.
Make sure.
The only thing about I would hesitate about this September is that we do have the Arts of the Terrace.
Yeah.
And Welcoming Week. in
Right.
Just, it's
September.
like September 30th,
Okay,
so
it'd
like
be a week
early
out.
October.
Yeah. But just
I
wanted
think
to
the
throw
movie
it out
event,
there.
I think it would be better if it's a dark month, because people will not
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
inside if it's sunny.
Right, people are more
That's
apt to
true.
go to indoor activities and stuff. We talked about waiting till next month to make it,
So the,
so these
Oh,
guys
okay.
can see it, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And
yeah,
we've committed.
yeah, okay, good.
it took me a few weeks to finish it, because it was like, I need a break
I
from
can
this.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me like 6 months to read, under, anyways. Yes.
I watched it.
So what else do we have for event plan?
So Edmonds School District has their back to school resource fair on August 14th, 3 to 7. And just trying to figure out if the DEIC is interested in participating. If so, what would our message and goal be for that event? And we need to register by July 11th. So it's coming up rather quick. This event is a back to school event. The school district invites 1,600 students who are low income or in transitional housing to come, where they can get backpack, school supplies, and connect with other resources in the area. This is an invite only event, so they know how many people are RSVP'd ahead of time, but it's through the entire Edmonds School District. And so if this commission would want to be a part of that, it would just need to be very clear on kind of how you guys want to support it and what you guys want to do. If you host a booth there, or if you just want to be present or partner with other cities and just say, hey, we're united in that. So just want to throw it out there and
And the
see.
event is going to be on August,
August 14th, aka Bubble Play Day.
what?
The whole play day,
Also,
I
it's
saw
Bubble-
that.
Bubble play day. And my granddaughter's.
August 14th, 3 to
2
7.
days. So
And this is the Edmonds School District?
Yeah, back to school
Do you
resource
have
fair,
time? Or is it an all day?
3 to 7.
3 to 7.
So is this something that the DEIC would be interested in? If so, try to think about, and this would be kind of homework aspect is, are you interested? What would the message and goal for being there be?
And how can we, what can we do for it though?
And I think that's part of it. I've been there for it on the recreation side, as far as programming, childcare and things like that, just so they know that we have scholarships available and things like that. And if that was something that you guys want to bring about, what resources, like partner with the recreation department and say, here are scholarships we have, if students want to be a part of it, but also want to make it very focused on you guys. And so just the homework side of that is trying to think about, is that something that you guys see having benefit? Is there something you guys want to be a part of?
I think it would, so my first thought is that if we were involved, then we would want to promote, Welcoming Week and the
Oh,
resource
yeah.
fair there, and that resource fair.
definitely.
But I don't know beyond that, other than, encouraging everybody who attends that to engage however they can with their
Yeah,
municipalities and the school. Like, you can give public comments anywhere.
And also just so people know that there are groups like us that kind of watch out for people in the community.
Yeah,
We need to have some concrete benefit so we don't end up just being a crowd.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
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 I do feel compelled to participate at the, just the basic level of the quid pro quo. They come to ours. We need to go to theirs.
So this, and the school district is organizing this, and I'm guessing they're also getting volunteers for setup.
Mhm.
Maybe that's, if we have any volunteers, maybe that's how we can help, because I will be in town, oh wait, it's a weekday, 3 to 7.
37.
You can help us take them.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe the end of it, I could go.
And I can't commit because that's when my granddaughter's doing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So maybe that's something we can do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I can commit.
I can commit for him, I'm open up.
I mean, if I'm available, I'd be happy to be part of it.
If you're not holding baby
I just.
or holding your baby's hand.
Well, if the
I have
baby's
been
crying
told I
too
get
much,
to be
you
at the
can
hospital
run
now.
over.
That's been confirmed.
So I would ask that for this one, you guys share your comments either via email or communication with Carolyn.
Okay.
Once you kind of have that, because the registration is on July 11th, so it's going to put it before your next meeting.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So that would just have to be a follow-up on her end to say, yes, we're in this, we want to do it, and then who can commit to that.
I'll let her know.
Yeah, and then maybe we have yet to really define the exact role, but
Yeah.
sounds like the kind of thing we should definitely be involved in.
Neighbors. Okay,
Then we,
so would you guys get back to me and let me know what you, and maybe come up with an idea or two? Okay,
the MLT Cares Parade, we do have a couple other groups that are wanting to march with you guys in the parade, Shoreline, Mukilteo, Snow Isle, and Linwood. So that'll just be a bigger group walking instead of one person holding the banner. It'll be unified and they can have their banners too.
Yay.
What
so-
is the date of the parade again?
July 18th,
Okay.
I believe it's 6:45.
Yeah.
And then our next one would be Welcoming Week here in September. So if we have, we just want to make sure we're updating that spreadsheet. I'll admit I've been sort of slow on that to not confuse people with the events that are going on. But I think we do have 8 or 9 groups currently signed up to be a part of that. But we will definitely do a bigger push here, especially through National Night Out and other events that are happening. At Juneteenth, we got a couple of groups that said they would want to be there as well.
Oh, good.
And so that run of Juneteenth kind of gave a better visibility about how to utilize that street too for it. So that'll be nice to be able
And
to
we're
kind
doing
of
it
spread.
there. We're doing it
Right here,
down
yep.
Yeah, that's good.
And so if we want to have different activities, performance and stuff, we just kind of want to be aware that we don't want it to be 30-minute long. We just kind of want it to be short, like breakups, so we're not taken away from the event, but it would be outside. And so we need to make sure if we're going to have performances or groups doing anything, whether it's a drill team, something that we just make sure we have dedicated space for that. So we'll need to know when we're setting up the visual, so I can have that on my site plan.
And if a group would like to perform, what do they need? Because we didn't really announce this whole thing yet.
They would need to contact one of you and have you guys communicate with Carolyn or myself that they're interested, or the Welcoming Week committee
So we can,
to add it.
so we can already reach out.
Yeah, anybody, you can reach out to anybody right now for Welcoming Week and say, if you want to be there in this form, I would not guarantee funds, but at this time, but just say, like, if there is a group that's like, I just want to perform, I want to be there. I know like La Señorita's drill team, they're coming to National Night Out, but they want to just do a little quick thing, then great. They can do a quick thing. We just schedule it and just kind of say, hey, right now you're going to hear something, engage it, and then basically it comes right back to the event. So
And what date is National Night Out again?
August 5th,
August.
Second Tuesday.
Okay.
first Tuesday
First Tuesday.
of August.
Okay.
Yes.
Last year on National Night Out, there were some like small performance kind of things, or because there were kids dancing.
We have the Mountlake Terrace Dance Academy, so the Recreation Dance Academy.
Okay,
performed.
so the performance can't come to that one as a performer, to just play something.
I mean, they could potentially talk to me about it.
Okay. And just focus on the welcome.
It all comes down to logistics and
Okay.
stuff, so. And then, food discussion and see if we want to try to see if we can get a food vendor to come out. Whether we try to front that money or not, or just try to encourage people to go to local businesses. That's another part of this.
Did you hear from, have you been able to talk to the complex, Double D,
MLT Plaza,
et cetera? Yes.
Kurt just got back into town, so,
Okay. Okay.
just trying to figure out what that would look like for him, but.
And we're
Because
talking
that would
about,
be my preference for welcoming week is have,
oh, yeah.
is engage with that.
Yeah.
Set of
With those
businesses.
Yes,
Is Kirk the double?
he owns the strip mall that Double D meets,
Oh.
Diamond Out and all that.
I wonder if, Grand Parent would be interested in having something, I mean, they're an immigrant,
Yeah.
business in town, and so, yeah.
Kind of hard to find non-immigrants in this
Huh?
town.
What a great place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't eat anything there.
I live too close to there, so I can only
I
go
can-
if I'm meeting somebody or if I'm bringing something to
And
somebody.
then we're working on our poster right now to get it finalized so we can kind of start distributing that.
That's the welcoming week?
Yeah, for welcoming week. So that way, if you guys do that fair, then you guys would have something there to kind of
Oh,
hand
yeah.
out or give
Yeah.
people postcards of.
Yeah,
So
Oh, that'd be great.
okay, that'd be great.
that is that aspect of it. And now we're on to proclamation planning. Disability Pride Month proclamation. Here, let me actually catch up with where we are. Sorry, anybody watching this.
We're going really fast.
Just
Our
being
guest-
distracted talking to everybody.
Our guest is not with us.
Yeah.
We lost it.
So Disability Pride Month proclamation.
Should I run up to the front? to see?
I put a sign out that said DEIC meeting here in Carolina, but you can if you want.
Okay,
Oh, the front door is not locked?
No, it's not
Sometimes
locked. It shouldn't be locked because they have their meeting in here. We have ours.
Okay.
But
Since the proclamation is on July 10th,
yes,
I will not be here.
okay.
That's my kid's birthday. I can make her do a lot of things, but not go to a city council meeting on her birthday. I felt bad I was not once.
Okay,
So
so,
Courtney Chris, leadership and advocacy manager, will accept the proclamation on behalf of ARC and Snohomish County. She will also attend a DIC meeting in the future to discuss activities, services, and support for the community. And so Carolyn was able to get that locked in, so it'd be a great way for our community to know their services as well as her being able to share it with this commission to know what is out there and how we can connect with that group as well. So
I don't think I'm gonna be in town, but
Is anybody in
and
town?
there's no free food, so.
so
Okay.
July.
Oh, we'll potentially have our new commissioners.
as of July 1st,
Yes.
Wait, what?
we'll get to that
New
next. Don't jump the gun,
Sorry.
don't jump the gun.
Oh, I see.
it's just exciting.
All right, so moving on.
Oh, is Kermit resigning?
Right after the hazing ritual.
So to nominate chair and vice chair, we are not voting today. But would like you guys to kind of, you guys can vocalize it, you guys can share if you guys have a nomination, but there'll be no voting until July. There'll be a chance to put names forth in July as well. But if you guys want to start that,
You said there's no vote in July?
no, there's no voting tonight. We're not deciding that
Okay,
tonight.
but the vote is gonna be in July.
Yeah, the vote will be in July, once the new members are in here as well, so that way they can be a part of it. But yeah, we will be voting on, or you guys will be voting on the chair and vice chair via nomination or nomination of another. And so this is just the outline of what it would mean to have the duties of chair or vice chair. Currently Scott is the acting chair, Juanita is the vice chair. And so it's opening meetings, guide the group through agenda, recognize members wishing to speak, take questions and put to vote, enforce order and time limits, decide questions of order, respond to inquiries, and close meeting. The duties of the vice chair is to serve as the chair, in the absence of the chair, assist the chair in ensuring, motions and votings are carried out properly, and watching the clock for agenda meeting items. So those are the duties for those two positions. And then, oh wait, is that later in my thing?
Can we stay there for a second?
Yes, but I thought I had another slide in here, but maybe not. Interesting. Okay. Sorry. Yes, we can stay here.
To talk about nominations and self-nominations. Vice Chair. Yes.
Before that, it says it's plural, so I know we're replacing William. Why is it plural that we're getting?
Well, my term for when I was appointed ends June 30th. So I applied for reappointment. And then we have William's chair and Patricia stepping down.
Okay. Oh,
So we
so,
have a student recommendation. So that was in the, and I'm jumping your agenda again. But, so there are 3 recommendations from the interview committee to the city council, and it'll be on their consent agenda for all the boards and commissions.
so you may or may not continue, but we're still getting 2 more people.
Yes.
There's a recommendation
There's a
to,
recommendation for Anita and 2 others to join the commission that needs to be approved by council before they can be a part of it.
Okay.
so they had their first notice of the report for the commission, from the interview committee for all the boards and commissions and their recommendations.
Does that mean that I cannot nominate her for the chairperson?
I was
You-
just gonna ask.
So you can nominate because there will be no votes until the July meeting once those people are officially part of this committee.
I nominate Anita.
I second it.
For chair.
I nominate Scott. I nominate Scott.
She's like, I want to stay with my.
I'm helping with the voting and the clock. Scott, you've done a fantastic job as chair.
You have.
Yes, you have.
I think.
You've been very
I
good
think
at
you are-
connecting with us the way we all need to be connected with,
Yes.
in a very, and keeping track of things in a very even-handed way. I appreciate it.
And also being very kind and not condescending at all when you.
Oh.
That was not a sarcastic comment, but
Yes. good.
because I had experience
Thank
like
you.
that before. So I was like,
Yeah, thank you. I
No,
really-
you're a very
it's,
calm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Leveling presence for all of us, I think.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Scott has my vote for chair.
But Anita has her hands in all of the places in this community that make DEIC
Absolutely.
vital.
Yeah, like an octopus.
Yeah.
Creepy.
Yeah, but I
creepy
can't,
octopus.
I don't think I can juggle one more thing. That's my concern. Is that
Okay.
I wouldn't be
Well-
able to do justice
Got
to the job, which is why I
Although-
don't mind being vice chair. I think that's fantastic.
Although, wouldn't it just mean that you would just be continuing to do all your regular stuff? You'd just be running the meetings?
Well, and Scott,
It's
Just
just
accept
paying
it.
attention
Yeah.
to things that are happening outside of my current capacity.
Yeah, and then he can be the the vice chair. I propose that he is the vice chair. I nominate. You second it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's, there's no voting.
Okay. Yeah, no voting, but no, I'm glad for the discussion.
You are not getting out of that. Because I want to make it very clear, if in my absence, I get nominated, I resign. So.
Weren't you already vice chair once?
Yes, he
It
was.
was a very horrible experience.
No, it was a very, you learned a lot, which is why you know you won't do it again.
No, anyway, the meeting is recorded, I just keep it.
Yeah.
Yes, so I do appreciate those conversations, statements of recognition of balance of that as well, so. All right, so now we get into where I get to kick back and relax for a second, and I need to get out.
Oh, there's chat. Maybe she said bye.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Huh?
that's nice.
Oh,
great.
Nice.
Very
So
good.
we served our purpose.
Yeah, is there a way to store that?
No, this is, you are attaching
This
something
is-
to the chat, you're not exporting.
Oh, I don't want to upload. Okay, give me a second.
Okay, one more time, let's see.
The
Okay,
three
we're-
dots, I think you can
There it
download
is.
the chat.
Oh,
Same
okay.
Oh, nice, okay.
Okay, now I need to, it's,
Glad we
okay, now reshare. Share my screen, need to go to. Here, and we're going to go over the draft community engagement plan. And so this will be narrated by the one and only Deputy City Manager, Carolyn Hope.
23 minutes.
I walked in and I was like.
So I'm going to continue to do a presentation. There we go. Welcome, welcome. So feel free to stop me if you want to engage down there, but just any feedback on the community engagement plan that initially you guys had through that. Did you guys get a chance to look over any of the documents or attachments or have access to the OneDrive that was sent out? If not, we can send it out in a different form as well.
Oh, I was able to open the
Okay.
noise.
Yeah, I was able to. I didn't read all of it. Yeah, I got one of them printed.
Is there any initial feedback on the engagement plan as it was kind of presented to you right there?
It's what I printed.
No comments.
Okay.
It sounds good so far. Like it was thorough and it, like I didn't have questions because you answered them as you were explaining.
Well, if you do have any questions, please make sure you send those to Carolyn by June 30th for her review and review the documents as you are. And then,
Can I
kind
just,
of-
highlight something on that?
Yeah.
The community ambassador program, if you could read that one, because we could implement that sooner than people who are interested in the commission. I think Councilmember more.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of people who are interested in supporting, so it would be a good opportunity to support our work.
and then our DEIC strategic plan next steps would be to discuss action items generated from internal analysis and community agreements, prioritize those action steps, prepare plan review and recommend to council for presentation either on 9/11 and 9/25 if you were able to be there. But that's kind of the process and timeline that we're looking at going forward. So, yes. Is there anything else, Carolyn, that I need to go for the DEIC strategic plan? Okay. Then I'm actually going to go back to City Council liaison report with Councilmember Murray.
Awesome, well, thank you, and thank you for moving things around a little bit, to facilitate all the things going on tonight. Very nice to be here, nice to see all of you. A couple of things on my list this month. One, just thank yous. I thought Sunday's Juneteenth event was amazing. It was great to see our commissioners there. I appreciate all of the work that you guys do to help those events take place. Lots of positive feedback both about the event broadly, but also about our DEI commission. And so thank you for the work that you do there. Council meetings. So we have a couple of cancellations coming up. So tomorrow, Thursday the 19th is Juneteenth. So we will not have a normal council meeting tomorrow. And then our July 3rd meeting, which is also a Thursday, falls the same day as we have our big Independence Day celebration here in Mountlake Terrace. So the meeting is also canceled that night, so we can enjoy the celebrations. So hope that you're able to join us there. With that, our June 26th meeting, which is normally a work session, has a lot on the agenda. And so things that typically aren't on work session meetings, which is helpful, I think, for folks to understand. I think sometimes people get confused and they're like, oh, it's not a regular meeting. But we've got a lot of stuff going on at it. agreement. And so we've got 3 different public hearings in particular that are happening. So I think it's always helpful if we can help socialize that to folks and get the word out. So there, ones we're looking at, there's an ordinance adopting recommended code amendments for middle housing. So we've had several conversations at a council level about kind of the code that needs to be put into place, both to follow on to the comprehensive planning process that we completed last year, as well as to ensure that we are compliant with state changes that has to be done by the end of June. So we'll be looking on that, discussing and voting on that. We also have a review and public hearing for our 6-year transportation improvement plan. So that's the plan that looks at kind of transportation and projects around transportation in Mountlake Terrace over the next 6 years. So we'll have that. And then the last one is an initial agreement for a community trip reduction plan, which essentially is us partnering with community transit to work with employers, one of our employers that have over 100 employees here in one location in Mountlake Terrace to help them build out plans to reduce the amount of single cars and occupancy travel to the location. So those are the big 3 things on the agenda for the 26th. We have kind of terms of stuff that, actually the other thing on the agenda for the 26th is, Carolyn mentioned new commissioners. So we had interviews at the beginning of this month as a committee for the council for commission interviews and recommendations. It's the mayor and the mayor pro tem and myself. So we interviewed, I looked this up when I ran out of time, but I think about 20-ish folks. We had a lot of folks who were interested in continuing to serve, who had already been on commissions. And so it was really challenging because we didn't have a lot of spaces. We had a lot of folks who we thought had done really well, and we want to continue to give them the opportunity to serve. And a lot of new folks raising their hands. And so we do have a lot of really amazing folks that we would love to find an opportunity to plug in somewhere in a meaningful way. And so I would definitely, encourage you to think about kind of the opportunity for work on as a community ambassador programs. Yeah, okay, definitely would love to hear feedback on that. That's something that we've been talking about for a while, and I've always found to be very exciting, and would love to I think these folks would bring a lot of support and energy into the work you do, particularly around community engagement. So I would love to see that kind of happen in a way where we don't lose them, because I think what happens sometimes is people are at a certain moment in time and they're like, yeah, like this looks like a great opportunity for me to get involved and engaged. And then, if it's not here, oftentimes it becomes somewhere else, and maybe that's a great opportunity for them. And let's come back. So we'd love to get them engaged here. So that is also on the consent agenda for us on the 26th. In addition to that, you guys have an agenda item around flock. That's been the flock's safety cameras and system is something that has been a part of our conversation at several council meetings and was voted on council meeting before last to approve and move forward with. And so I will just leave that there. That's probably outside of the kind of preparations for these public hearings, that's probably the other thing that the council's been working on and talking about that is that's it. Thanks, Andrew.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
In that regard, we watched the video of the YouTube of that flock presentation, and Truman, we thought that you may not have gotten your questions answered, particularly in regard to slide 3, disclosure of search. And so we're tasked to come up with a commission to oversee and what would be helpful would be understand, I think, for us what these MOUs are like and how we can amended to fit this protection of our citizenry here on Lake Terrace?
Slide for the.
Yeah, so I was just gonna kind of recap what we talked about, and then you guys can find it on that. So when we did discuss the flock camera accountability and looking at the options, this commission did think that the community advisory committee would be a benefit to have, as well as having a representative from the DEIC meeting with the command staff periodically, as long as we define what periodic means. So it's an established time frame, not just open-ended. And then other comments were to find out if other cities have an advisory committee, and if so, what does that look like? And to have the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Commission separate from the committee, so they're two different groups that would be able to meet and have that conversation with command staff while still being able to impact change throughout. They would also like to review agreements for other cities opting into the MOUs to see what is being disclosed to other cities and what access is there. Again, the definition of what periodic would mean when sharing information with the commission or the committee. Finding out how often command staff will be auditing the system, if it's just quarterly or if it's more regular basis. And then to see if the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Commission representative or commission as a whole can start meeting with command staff as soon as possible to understand the system and how it's going to work, so they can speak to that as far as when people are asking questions and understand it at a deeper level when it's moving forward.
The last bit was most about until the advisory committee is formed, can DECI kind of act like one, so that when the other one is formed, we can send it down. So we don't wait. Right? That was
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that in regard to the open positions, we kind of feel that we have two ringers in the city council. And Vanita's asking for reinstatement. And so I just thought I'd bring it up.
Two ringers.
Aaron and Mr. Page.
What is it ringers?
They could possibly advocate for these known quantities.
Well, there was already a recommendation from the committee, and so they'll vote on it
Okay.
and the consent agenda. And I
Okay.
don't know that appointments in the past have been very contentious once you get to that point.
Yeah, so yeah, I was gonna say, the recommendation, I think, it's so the recommendation from the subcommittee was to create on it. I don't think I've given anything away since it's part of the documents for the meetings. So yes, I was gonna say, we definitely want to support that, and then getting a new person coming aboard, given Councilmember Page's joining the council.
And a student?
Yes, and a student as well, yes.
Yeah.
So,
How many students? You mentioned.
I think we interviewed 4, maybe 5 applicants.
So it was more than.
It was, maybe we even interviewed, there was a lot. And I will say, like, and I think that, again, I think there's opportunity here, like, 1, they were all really phenomenal. 2, I was really heartened that they, like, all chose other options for service if they weren't selected for the DEI commission, which, you know, again, this was kind of a, like, we haven't had any commissioners, and so this is something we are trying and building on. And the fact that, like, they were open to serving on the art commission, and one of them is the president of, like, an arts club at, you know, the high school, and, you know, they were interested in Parks and Rec, they were interested in all of the commissions, and so I think that's a really phenomenal thing as well, like, for the conversation and how we can support those sorts of efforts as well, because I think while interest in this commission in particular was kind of the impetus for them raising their hand, they were also very willing to serve where there was an opportunity, which I think says a lot about them, but also, like, they bring perspectives that aren't represented in those spaces currently that could help.
I think it would be interesting to even think about a subcommittee for the youth, because we had trouble with one. Or subcommittee, and Kyo, that's how you pronounce your name, right? Kyo. Kyo served on the CPAC and was at, I think, every meeting, so it's pretty reliable.
She was
Years.
Yeah.
And she's the proposed commissioner
Oh,
of the student.
And, so I don't know, it would be interesting to see if we really work together to, because we've had trouble setting things up at the school.
The school district has an advisor to the superintendent, and it's like a committee of students, so there's potential for more engagement. They had 6 student representatives on the school board, and most of them came to most of the meetings last year, but it's usually a couple stand out and are at almost every meeting. This current generation is leaning in, which is awesome.
Then we'll transition into commissioner reports.
I think Juneteenth was the only thing I did, which was fun. Sorry, I was only there for a couple of hours, but with the well attended, I was really glad for the summery weather this time. I'm glad to see everyone there. Thank you.
Kermit?
I did the pride flag raising event and the Juneteenth event, and same. I was both were done really well and very welcoming, and I got to meet a lot of people from the community that I met, and I also realized both of those that they're both relatively new in the city, and I hope they continue. It was just great to have both those things.
I'm looking to see what I have not. I haven't done anything.
You're at the Juneteenth.
Yeah, you're.
Oh, I ate food and then left.
No, you moved garbage cans.
I
I
moved
knew
garbage
the
cans.
tables.
You did.
Thank you.
And you helped the librarian.
What?
You helped the librarian. Like, she came to talk to you like 3 times with different people.
I know.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's it.
And I did pride flag raising and also Juneteenth, and I would echo what you guys said. It was like, this year was just, people are definitely getting more engaged, and it's really great to see, and people were really happy to be there and
Yes.
excited, so. I go.
Well, most of us were also at the State of the City.
Oh,
which
yes.
was at our
Yes.
normal
Yes.
meeting
That's
night,
right.
State
and
of
we
the
met the
city.
day before.
That's
Yeah,
right. Yes.
So starting off,
Yeah,
State of the City.
Forgot about that one.
And then I missed the proclamation night because I was at the school district's LGBTQIA plus bowl and skate night. It was the 3rd annual, and it was well attended. Let's see, I did not attend Cops and Clergy. They didn't have one this time.
Is it, they're gonna do one?
They're looking to have new topics to get people engaged. So Sergeant Porter is looking for suggestions of what kind of topics should be covered at those. So if you have ideas to get more folks to come out.
But we don't know when the next one is.
No, because he doesn't have topics. He doesn't want
Yes,
to
right.
schedule one. And then Juneteenth. And then I taught 4 first aid CPR classes since last time. 2 of them here in Mountlake Terrace. Thank you to the library. And then for Girl Scouts, I wasn't gonna say this and then I decided I would. So I took my troop and they worked on a journey where they envisioned a Girltopia. So what would it look like if gender equality wasn't an issue? And so what would that magic world look like to them and how do we get there? And so that was really exciting to hear kind of their thoughts and ideas about, well, what if gender construct didn't exist? And then what types of things do we want to see to have things equal? And so just getting the current generation talking about those things. And then I chaperoned an event that covered all of Western Washington. There are people from all over, including Edmonds School District, for global action. And so it was some Girl Scout high schoolers, like 30 of them met all year to plan an event to teach middle schoolers about sustainability. So they were talking about fast fashion, climate change, divisive issues, and my kiddo did a presentation about ecology and microplastics and how that impacts our environment. So the youth of today is awesome.
I get tired of listening.
And I was one of the.
Yes.
I was one of her CPR students. I got
Yeah.
recertified. then.
Where can the public sign up for taking your basic CPR?
Oh, question. I need to schedule some more community-based ones. I did a bunch in May, and I need to do some new ones. I will.
And she's
I will
really-
send it
She's
to you.
really good at it.
Oh, thank you.
Staff report.
Just basically the appointments, reappointments, that are posted for next week. So we talked about Benita, we talked about, Q. And, then the other person is Priya Maple. She's pretty, did you know?
Mhm.
She's been involved.
Yeah, son is in our childcare. They come out to movie nights the last couple summers. Just really engaged, really want to be a part of what's going on here. So, been awesome.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, and again, all of, I think the folks we talked to are really amazing. Things, for us that stood out to her, one, she works at Amazon in inclusion services, so she has kind of that perspective in terms of kind of larger like organization, training, and, but she's been an ASL interpreter for a long time, so I think one of the things that I think that I had asked, at least on an individual basis, if not in this group, kind of what are some of the things that would be added to this group? I know there was feedback that it would be helpful. We're talking a lot about particularly like disability inclusion and how to think more holistically about that. And so we thought she brought a good perspective because she's had that interpreting experience to the group. And so those were some of the things that stood out that I recall at the top of my head. But she seems like a warm, lovely person. I know she's been, I was gonna say, I think the community for a while, if I recall. And so she was excited to be part of the group and get more engaged.
And we need to do something more about the people with disability.
Yeah, I was very intimidated. I went last and I got here a little early. I mean, I got here early and there were so many people coming through and they were laughing, like I could hear the laughter coming out. And I'm like, wow, these are really great candidates. So I think I did mention, like, you can't go wrong no matter who you choose because you have so many amazing people.
We are, I mean, it's one of my favorite times of the year because it's always a reminder of how many great folks we have in our community and we keep building, I think more opportunities for people to get engaged, so more and more people. I will say to give this group actually kudos that I haven't had on my list, but I think we had at least 3, if not 4 of the people that during the interview process mentioned community conversations, that they come to the community conversations and, appreciated and enjoyed that opportunity and they wanted to get more involved. And so I think again, as we talk about like how are these on-ramps happening to, people like understanding what the city does and how they can be a part of that, that is working very well. So kudos. Yes. And so we've got great folks and we just on that, which is it's a hard place to be in terms of like not having enough space for folks, but in terms of problems to have, it's
I'm glad I joined the commission when I could because I was appointed because it didn't have anyone else.
stop. No, believe it or not, correct. We have other options. So feel special.
All right. Then on to the new business.
We just have nothing on the agenda. Anybody? Yes.
I found it. So, September 30th is Every Child Matters Day.
This is for the Native Americans?
Yes.
Yes.
And so the UNEA, which is the Urban Native Education Association group of students, presented to the school district about identifying September 30th as like with a proclamation or some sort of educational component about Every Child Matters Day. And it's kind of in honor of the schools, the boarding schools. And so it kind of ties right in.
And your concern was there's something else in September.
Right,
Well,
but like,
Arts of the Terrace and our welcoming week or the week before that, but
right, but like October 3rd,
Mhm.
that weekend.
Yeah.
Because the 30th is in the middle of the week and we probably would want to do a weeknight.
Okay.
so I'd say bring that to our July meeting. It'll be in the notes.
Yeah.
Kermit and I agreed, we're gonna watch the movie.
Carolyn, do you want,
We said it 3 times in this meeting on recording.
Carolyn, do you want me to go?
She's gonna put it off now.
Carolyn, do you want me to go over the 2 bullet points that are on here?
I'm sorry.
Do you want me to cover the 2 bullet points that are on here?
Sure.
Jen Herman from Edmond School District, Indian Education Parent Committee.
Oh, those are.
No, okay.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but that's who we should talk to when we.
I was gonna
she's
say
our
that,
contact
that made
for-
me think about it if it was on the
Yeah.
Yeah.
September
Okay.
30th.
Good
So-
idea.
Yeah.
Be great.
No, then,
Definitely kind of.
Okay.
Do we go back to the item 4 now?
no, they're not here.
Oh, I thought that was.
No, this is my wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have introduced her. But,
I thought this was open to the public, and I thought Scott might want to go eat nachos afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is still on.
So that's why.
All right. Having no new business, we're going to adjourn for this evening. Thank you very much.
Meeting adjourned at 8:20.
Hey,
Carol's on a mission.
thank you.
Carol and I are gonna skip the majority of the meeting.
Anybody want to join us for nachos?